Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary's Mod. And today, the map we're going to be exploring is Liminal Gallery 2, the sequel to a map which, according to the creator, is actually inspired by this channel. Which, whenever I get a shout out on a map or in a game, that always blows my mind. Because I never really think about the idea that, I could be influencing something. And so to see people that actually have the talent to create things doing so based on some of the commentary that I've given, that just feels absolutely amazing. And of course, I can't wait to try this. Now, this is the sequel to the previous map, which was essentially a museum of liminal spaces that sort of functioned as a liminal space itself. And if I remember rightly, it's been a couple months now. That, too, started in a similar boxed room. But as we can see, we're entering onto the gallery a bit more quickly. Now, this has that art gallery look to it, sort of similar to the one that we saw in GM Void Spaces. But, I don't know, there's something really weird, and this is something that I've seen in a few real-life art galleries, where there's something really unnerving about being in one where it's this museum-like environment, but there's seemingly a lot less in it. I see the watermelons have made a return. These things were all over the place in the previous map, in the most unexpected of places. Kind of led me to think that, maybe there's some sort of intelligence behind them, like there's some kind of ruling class. Oh, wow. How do you make a watermelon look that ominous? Especially when it's got what appears to be almost religious followers. Oh, wait, I recognize this thing. That's Philip Jeffries. That's, or at least that's what I referred to when I was talking about the weird black object that we saw a few times in the previous map. Also, I could be remembering this entirely wrong, but I could swear the creator mentioned on the Discord, which you should totally join, link in the description, a while back that they were working on this map, and that in the sequel, this would play a little bit more of a role. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I feel like I remember reading that. Now, the first map opened up onto a hallway as well that also showed a bunch of images, and I believe it stated on the workshop page that these images were AI generated. I wonder if these are as well. I mentioned at the time that AI generated imagery is a crazy thing to me. How you can input keywords and it actually creates something unique and original and cool. Like machines, computers are actually creating works of art now. I am so excited to see where stuff like this is going to go. This looks to be like raining indoors almost. Over here is grass and hedges like growing in a hallway. Now look, as an urban explorer, I've seen moss and stuff growing in hallways before, but to actually make it look like it is supposed to be there, like it's part of the construction, I don't know. I feel like the worst thing is the idea of leaning up against one of these walls as you walk, feeling the grass crunch down underfoot. That's something you shouldn't be able to feel indoors. I'm getting like a weird sensory thing from this image. And over here. Huh. Now at first this just seems like an ordinary picture of an empty room, but here it's almost like there should be a door there, but it's not. It's just more wall. It seems almost flush with the rest of the wall on the bottom, but depressed on the top. This is a weirdly uncomfortable one. And look at how it falls off into shadow over here. It almost suggests that there's not really a way out of this room. Now, the original map, I feel like, was a little bit, blocky in terms of its geometry, which, not that there's anything wrong with that, but this, it really looks like the creator has stepped it up in terms of interesting shapes. Look, that light is just floating in the middle of the room. And, oh, that is so cool! I was going to point out that I see those plants on the ceiling, but it's not. It's a mirror, which explains why... Okay, so that light's not floating. It's just connected to the mirror itself. Oh, what a cool idea. Whoa. That is so neat. Actually, here's a thought. Imagine if I was doing this, and for just a split second, I saw somebody staring at me from the doorway. Just like a couple of legs over where the arch is that turned around and walked away just as I looked. Hi. We're getting a little bit more overtly eerie now. This looks like a scary flooded basement. There's lights on, but it makes it feel like the only way to go is going to be through that little crawlway. And when you're ankle deep in water, that would be a bit of a scary thing to do. Crawling through the water in the dark, not knowing if that water level is going to rise. And it almost looks like there's a bit of a watery texture on the ceiling as well. Like it's above and below you. Actually, it's almost like the water is like stretching off forward as if it's a corridor, but there's nothing to the sides. What? Weird stuff is happening with my view right now. It's like my view keeps shaking from side to side. Almost like there's somebody in my room right now playing with the base stations. There's a thought for me. As an exercise in self-control, I'm going to not take my headset off to look at it. Oh, that's no good. There's a name for not liking images like this. I can't think of what it is right now, but this is deeply uncomfortable as a form of body horror. And this looks more like sketch art. Figures walking amongst what I almost feel like looks like some kind of prison yard. A combination of overgrowth and barbed wire. Well, these two look sort of like people. This one reminds me of like an old man holding a cane or a staff or something, but this looks like some kind of four-legged creature. Either way, they all look like they're penned in the same place. Ever since that mirror, I keep looking up, like I feel like something's gonna happen above me. Huh. Well, this is the only way to go, but it looks like we're not supposed to be here. Which, you'll note is something I also observed about the previous map. There was an area where you could walk into these back offices, and it felt like, I believe I described it as you're like a kid that's wandered off the tour. And now you're going to end up locked inside after hours, long after everyone's gone home. Hello, flickering lights and dark corners. I'll be meeting you momentarily. Do not trust her. Security through obscurity is our only hope. Who's her? Is this an asset from a different game? Or is this something new? Okay, so we can go into that back employee area. Let's do that. Let's do literally anything before we decide to go into the darkness. And you know, just for fun, since this is an art gallery, maybe I'll use the lantern instead. Toilet. Does it really have to be a curtain that actually doesn't even come close to reaching the floor? This is the scariest thing I've encountered on either map so far. Okay, nothing here. Right, well, we'll start from the darkness and work our way over to the flickering light. I feel like the old night guard who's just heard a noise. Was that something clicking on my headset? I swear I just heard a footstep. You're the troublemaker light. Okay, and we no longer have use of you. Well, that was a creepy moment while it lasted. Alright, after giving it some thought... see, for some reason... ooh, there's actually another hallway right there. I was thinking maybe clear the open areas first, but it's probably a lot easier to keep track of where I am if we go in chronological order. Oh boy, are we going to have a maze of lockers? I'm getting some serious Breaking Bad ideas from these. Alright, it doesn't seem to be as much of a maze as I thought. That's good, although... they're weirdly seeming to end in a specific pen here. Oh, there's a door in the back. That's the last thing I needed. Gotta check every possible angle. Nice place you got here. Got the hot tub all to yourself? Looks kind of lame, though. It doesn't even have jets. Here, let me help you out, since you lack the locomotive abilities to climb in on your own. Huh, watermelons float. Oh, that's probably the other door. Okay, makes my job easier. Excellent. Up until this point, this map has been a lot more linear than the previous one, but it looks like that might be about to change. Hello, what is this? It kind of looks like some kind of test chamber. I'm getting SCP vibes from this. It's you. Philip Jeffries. If it isn't the long-lost Philip Jeffries. And why is it caged? Should I be approaching this thing? See, it's weird. It's the same as in the previous map, where you kind of feel a sense of malice from it, and I could not tell you why. Of course, here we have the overt symbol that it's caged and potentially was seen as dangerous by someone. But it was true even before, how it kept popping up everywhere. It never did anything, but I always expected it to. Is that a mattress? Multiple mattresses. And a shaft of light up above. It almost looks like someplace where people were thrown down. Jugs that I guess would have contained water, although they didn't touch the melons, unless they are the melons. Why is this off of the lab? No, 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 no! You're messing with me now, creator. I can see... Okay, now I'm starting to think I did read the idea that he was going to have more of a role in this map. What happens if I stand inside? Oh, why am I trying to get myself killed? Here's a concept I've not talked about in some time. The where's the spider scare. The idea of having something potentially dangerous perfectly in your view and maybe even contained, and then you look away for 1 second and then it's gone. It being gone is so much worse psychologically than being, like, right behind me or coming after me. Because now the whole time I'm going to be wondering when the other shoe is going to drop, when it's going to appear, and what it's going to do when it does that. Okay, you've given me a new source of anxiety for the entirety of the map, and for that, I applaud you. Grassy indoors. Don't like it. Don't like it. This gives a real movie theater effect, stepping out into what on any other map would be a cozy courtyard at night. Like a back patio? Like a backyard type area? Actually, this sort of reminds me of a space that was there on the previous map. I guess this is a bit of a remix of that. But these sliding glass doors, they're not going to open. They're not sliding glass. It's just going to be this one. Yeah, this seems to be a remix of that same idea. And from inside, it's quite a bit worse. Oh, look, we even came through the shed. Imagine if we had done this in reverse, entering the gallery by entering a small shed in the backyard. I didn't like the way that tree was lit just there. The way the tops are more lit than anything, and the way they round off at the edge, especially that one on the right. It almost looks like tall people peeking up over the wall. I don't like that image the more I think of it that way. But yeah, this would be a pretty cozy space, except these huge windows looking out onto the night, completely uncovered by any blinds or curtains. But this does seem like a comfortable atmosphere to chill out in, especially with friends. Lantern, now's your time again. Stop! Can I open you? Can I open you back up? No? Oh, come on. I didn't finish exploring the whole house. You can't lock me down here before I finish exploring the house. Look at that. Are these walls, or is it an abyss? I think they're walls. My hand goes through it. Things you can test in VR. Still, I very much feel like I'm walking over an endless expanse, like I need to bring my shoulders closer together and have as much, like, balance as I can. It's at this moment that I've just realized I've walked to the end of a long, dark hallway on a map that is inspired by my commentary. And there's nothing here. Well, except for a criminally insane watermelon, I guess, but what watermelon isn't? Anyway, I now have to turn around and make my way back. And is it just me, or is there a little bit of a sound of rushing wind that wasn't there before? All this with the added terror of knowing that Philip Jeffries is out there somewhere. Please just open. Thank you. Okay. Whew. That was nerve-wracking. Imagine seeing it just in the light of the shed right there. Heart stopped for a second. Okay, I'll go back to that next. This is a bedroom. You know, I could almost forgive it for the rest of the house, but who could sleep with this here? Honestly. I don't even like when there's a mirror next to a bed. Alright, lantern again. Although, leap of faith. I don't like this at all. I don't like walking through a darkness so dark that my lantern doesn't do anything. Hello, watermelon of the void. What do you want? Did you look different from a distance? Maybe it's just me. I wasn't really paying that close attention. Is this also AI generated? I can't stop looking at this. I don't want to look away. Like, that face of just, like, cold indifference, like it knows something bad is about to happen to me. It's like I feel eyes on me from all over. The lantern's just a safety blanket at this point. This is a... Every once in a while, I think I hear something. This is a huge improvement over the first map. This one looks almost similar, but like more deteriorated, but I get the feeling of it being the same person. Kind of interesting, too, how, like, this can be interpreted either as hair or as wisps of smoke or webs moving all around. Okay, next one. This almost seems like she's looking out at what is simultaneously like a forest, a city, and a crowd of people. Ah, the break room. I knew there had to be one at the end of Infinity. Hi. Oh, one of the melons is broken open. Were you eating? There's more over that way. What does that music mean? It's coming from this painting. Hey. Hello, what are you up to? I can't get any closer. Fine by me, with your ominous red light. It's almost like a scene of a surgery. Bits of gore all over the place. Does that mean that the watermelons can form like a megazord? Because I don't want to be around for that. Let's get out of here. Somehow that figure doing nothing is worse than doing something. I hope I wasn't supposed to wait around for that song to finish. But how do I get back to where I was? I hope I'll have that opportunity. I mean, I guess I could go back the same way. But no, I'm committed to this path now. I don't want to break the pacing. I want to just take this as it goes, experience it naturally and free-flowing. Warning, non-Euclidean space ahead. As opposed to what? Because it's kind of felt that way this whole time. It looks simultaneously like an abandoned store and like some type of library or hotel lobby. That was a creepy sound that indicates we're in danger of a dark, spooky figure peering over the edge of that railing. Oh. This resembles like a courtyard between industrial spaces. With a nighttime pool in the middle with a very deep hole. Gotta jump into the deep end sometime, am I right, buddy? Oh, it is so hard to go down in the water. Oh. That is no good. I hate deceptively deep pools. Especially if it's just one spot right in the middle. But again, more ways to go. Everything branches off in all these different directions. So much for the non-linearity that I was talking about before. Ah, my old friend the movie theater. Seems like this isn't just a sequel to the previous map, but almost an expansion, a remaster. Anytime I see something like this, all I can think of is those water enemies from Cry of Fear. This is no good. And the reflection from the light above actually doesn't help. I mean, granted, it's a good thing that this hallway's not in total darkness, but it kind of reflects off the surface of the water and makes it that much harder to see what's beneath. Anytime I walk, I feel like I can hear footsteps that aren't mine. And anytime I don't walk, my anxiety grows because of the deafening silence. These look like benches you'd find in a cemetery. You know, the kind that are meant to be too hard for the homeless to sleep on. And we're back here, but you weren't here before. No, you were not. No, you were not. Which begs the question, are your teleportation spots, are those baked into the map, or are you like some kind of NPC? In any case, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And if you weren't there when I came around the corner, we were gonna have problems. Alright, I don't think we checked this way yet. So that's where we're going. That's right, it did say non-Euclidean space. You stay right there. As long as I can, I'm gonna have you in my sight. Why can I feel it like rotating? I don't think it is, but it's like I can almost feel its view shifting towards me. You're gonna stay in my sight as long as possible so you don't pull some Weeping Angel nonsense. Close. And we can still go that way. I do wonder if this will eventually bring me back to where I was before or not. Some real Truman Show issues going on here. The lighting makes it look like it's outdoors, especially when you're looking out from indoors. But that is most definitely a plaster, like, wallpaper type thing. Huh. Reminds me of 90s PC games. But there's a crack in the facade. I wonder if there's going to be any way for us to get up there and see it from the other side. That door says exit. I'm not going to take that at face value. And there's more to be seen down that hallway as well. Branches upon branches upon branches upon branches. Locked. But when I tried that handle, the hum of the machinery grew distinctly louder. Oh, look, a bed here. Really playing into my idea of liminal spaces as some unknown entity's attempt at building a human habitat. Imagine sleeping here, the lights never going out, the hum of that machinery all throughout, so you never get a moment of rest. It does look like quite a comfy bed, though. Now it's like we've entered some kind of, like, hotel or office building. Linear, but bare, which makes it feel kind of like a trap. Whoa. I can't decide if it's worse without the sounds, which have suddenly cut out. This is total silence. And, okay, here's a cursed image I hadn't considered. A bookshelf outdoors. Actually, it seems like a lot of interior furniture is outdoors. Of course, I have to check all the way around before I enter this place. Feels like there's going to be some witch inside who I'll have to push into an oven. Grass stairs. Grass stairs. Nice touch. Definitely lends credence to the witch theory, though. Huh. Indoors is out and outdoors is in. I have to try that other door. I know I said I wouldn't break pacing, but I have to try it. Just on the off chance, because I feel like it's... I don't know, I'm missing a lot, and I don't know to what extent I'll be able to come back. Not to mention this one at the end still hasn't opened. Maybe it won't. No. Okay, but that one right there... Now this is something that's come up in liminal space imagery a lot, but I'm not sure if I've really seen it in a map yet. Just a narrow hallway filled with furniture, as well as irregular architecture. Yeah, it's like they've squeezed what we can interpret to be like a classroom-type setting into a hallway. Well, I guess liminal spaces are, by dictionary definition, transitional spaces. And it's the Backrooms. Of course, every map's gotta do some rendition of it, right? Here we are! We found it! Oh, of course I would be in the Backrooms. Let's lean down. Get out of my way. Oh, I've got followers and everything. Groupies, even. Hang on. Out of my way. I deserve the bed. You can hang here anyway. I could just stay here forever. Alright. I gotta get going now, guys. It's been real. But I always appreciate the fan club. Remember to pay your dues. It's $5 a month. This thing ain't cheap. Alright, back to exploring the Backrooms. Nothing good can come of this, can it? Oh, this is most definitely a job for the lantern. I can just sort of see a light at the end. It's definitely not a teleport. There's something there. Of course, now is when the sound cuts out, leaving me only with the sound of the metallic clanking of my footsteps. You know, somehow, being able to see the end doesn't really help much. Because I still can't see what's between. What is that? Oh, of course it's a watermelon. Of course it's a watermelon. And I've walked to the end of a long hall. You're coming with me as collateral. They won't... Oh, no. I don't want to put the lantern away. Not now. Okay. I just want to see if I can open this. No? All right, you're coming with me. They won't hit me while I'm carrying you. Tension rising. Don't like this one bit. Don't like this one bit. It's the worst when you're near the end. I am utterly shocked that nothing happened to me just now. You stay back here with your friends and don't wander off again. I swear. I brought it back. We're good. Okay? I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing to you. I believe I said in the first map that I had a feeling. I just had the feeling that it was stalking me. But I think its locations were static. Now, that's clearly no longer the case. Alright, I closed these. Alright, we're making our way back now, unless... I feel like I should try one more time to open this. Oh, no. I'm being pulled in so many different directions that I'm getting turned around now. I never investigated the basement of Granny's house. Down we go. Ah, more artwork. And more endless expanse. How cruel would it be if this was actually a drop? Ain't falling for it. Hello, I think I saw through the map a little bit right there. Oh my. Is this where the cow landed after it jumped over the moon? Okay, I don't see anywhere else to go from here. This is the kind of thing I'm always afraid of, is what's the progression path and what's the exploration path? Of course, a map like this, not being a regular game, it's all exploration path. In this case, it's more a question of what counts as... I was really expecting there to be something at the top of the ladder here. It's more a question of what's a dead end and what's going to take me off on a whole thing. I don't even have anything to say about that. That is just bravo, map creator. And it makes it feel like I've been in there for like a long time, even though it's one of the shortest paths in the game. This is so neat. Look, now we can even see the light on the top of the room itself. Hey there, bud. This is not what was here before. But it's giving us no choice. That house that looked so ominous before, it almost feels like a light guiding me back to safety now, somehow seeming even safer in the dark. Yeah, but safety's not what we do on this channel. This is almost like waking up from a bad dream and going into a slightly less bad dream. Like oh, this opens now. Like, we're still dreaming, but it ain't over yet. I actually had a dream like that years ago. Maybe I'll post it at some point, but it was one of those like really long, epic things. Like what if Rick from The Walking Dead was like really in a coma type of thing? Where, like, it's one of those things where you live a whole lifetime and then, like, you wake up and you're still doing the thing. And, of course, with those things, it always turns out you've only been asleep for, like, an hour and a half. But with this one, I actually woke up in my room and was about to go to my computer to type it down. And then there was some detail. I think I looked at where I had, like, a flag on my wall, and it was just, like, a generic piece of fabric. And in that moment, I knew, oh, God, I'm still dreaming. This pit. What happens if we jump down it? I'm not going to do that now. I'm not going to do that now. Here it is. The floor is different, but abyss is that hallway from the painting. Strange to see a representation of it and then actually discover it yourself. It almost makes it feel like it's familiar, even though it's something I haven't seen before, by priming us with that image and then not having it appear until so much later. It kind of makes it feel like I'm somewhere I've been before. And this is the other one. We're seeing it all. I didn't even get a chance to register it, but there was something there for a second. I'm gonna have to play that back and, like, slow it down, because it was only there, I think, for a couple of frames, but there was something. Hang on. I don't like this. Okay, I thought for a second that it was doing, like, okay, these are, like, all black ramps. No. I saw down the side. This is 3D. This is actually a drop. This is not easy to do in VR. Probably be even harder in real life when I actually have to worry about my leg spacing. Wow. This is a very impressive map, both in terms of technical and creative aspects. Definitely a huge improvement over the first one, and I really like the first one. Oh, this is gorgeous. Almost like sunset in some Italian historic hotel. That pool, certainly deeper than you'd expect at first, but not too bad. I almost thought there was like a sewer pipe going down this way, but I think that's just a reflection from that doorway over there. Once again, these melons living it up. Oh, this is like some kind of melon resort. This is such a cozy place. Imagine, like, the humid air in here. How warm the water would feel. At least that's the impression I'm getting. The kind of place that might be even more cozy during the winter when you know how cold it is outside. But that's quite a deep pool with, it looks like something at the bottom. Hang on, let's check around here first, and then I'll come back and revisit that. Yeah, this just loops around to where we were before. I gotta see what's at the bottom of that pool. It's deep, but there's definitely something down there. A potted plant. Interesting. You know, I actually wonder, if you were to drop a potted plant in here, like, I wouldn't expect it to, like, float out of the pot, right? I mean, surely the dirt would weigh it down, but would the water be causing the dirt itself to rise up? Or would the dirt get wet and it would just kind of compact it and make it all stay as one solid piece, thus weighing it to the bottom? I'm honestly not sure. I feel like this is actually pretty much the result you would get, but maybe somebody can chime in. I'll be honest, it's not an idea I had considered before. But where can we go? Down that way. Now, this is like a slipping hazard and a half, but still, interesting geometry in spaces like this makes it feel so much cozier. Whoa. Being able to see through the building, essentially. weird feeling. Can we walk over there? We can! We can actually walk out into the white! Ah, good idea putting this over here to indicate that those walls are actually illusory. That's crazy. And here we have a pretty straightforward image. A very close-looking moon over the sea. All right. Well, back we go. That is so cool. Just give us the impression of windows, and it's like our mind fills in the rest, even without actually being able to see. Whoa! Why would you do that? Ah, they finally got me with that. I just got Wile E. Coyote'd. I knew it was going to do it to me at some point. Actually, it almost happened in that spot with the wooden plank. I get the impression that this is a clock, only because of the shapes and the scratches in it, but let's be real, there's nothing here to actually indicate that it is. To me, I think machine learning, as far as like AI-generated imagery, almost works in reverse, where you show it enough images and it can kind of figure out what things look like, meaning that from keywords, it can then use that to produce its own original image. And when it doesn't quite get it right, it almost works in reverse to where you're looking at what it came up with and trying to infer what it was trying to do. Whoa. There's like a glow from on top of that pyramid. It's got that movie set look, like a space from the previous map, but the walls are like sections from the art gallery. Only with blank frames hanging upon them. Oh, look at all this. Like we weren't supposed to fall through that floor, and now we're at some kind of staging area where it's all been set up. It's like there's almost been like a sort of narrative to this map, but there's still other stuff that I haven't seen yet. Remember, there's still a door in that first hallway that we never went down, the one all the way at the end. Building yourself a house, huh? Yeah, probably cheaper than buying in this market. Look at all of this. All of this is a sealed interior space, but the indoor tree from the previous map makes a reappearance. Something about having all these vehicles, all these desks and boxes and stuff, it gives the impression that at some point there must have been a lot of people here. Everything else has been these dreamlike structures that, for all you know, you could be the very first person to walk these halls, but this is different. This feels like it's either been abandoned for whatever reason, like something bad happened, or everyone's scattered before you could arrive, because they didn't want you to see them. And we can enter the pyramid. And we've stuck an entire forest in the corner. Home of the elusive, near-endangered watermelon. Known only to the backrooms like liminal spaces, they've since been reintroduced to other locations. And their numbers are coming back. We're doing this without lights. Only what's here. Only what's here. Oh my god! Wow. If you don't mind, Father. After all that time, it hits me with that. You got me. It had really been long enough. I've been recording for what, like probably close to an hour now? Really didn't think you'd do an overt jump scare. Can I even call that an overt jump scare? I mean, there's been other things that startled me. That came with a sound, but it wasn't a loud sound. Oh, you know what these are? These are miniatures of areas from the previous map. Yeah, I remember this quite well. It's like this whole area is an ode to the fact that this is, in fact, a sequel. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You remember, this is the area that backed out onto that backyard that had the shed, only it was a little bit different before. Hey there, Philip Jeffries. You just kind of waiting around in the gift shop? This, I think, was the movie theater. Yeah, this was the layout. I had a little bit of trouble with this layout. It was really confusing, so to see it like this is really useful. It was so dark that it made it feel so much bigger than it was. I'm not stepping out that way yet. Or maybe I should try to. You're not gonna let me get out that easy, though, are you? Huh, you actually are. Maybe I should explore the rest first. I never know what to do. Come on, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Ah, yes, and this was the gallery. This was that initial area that we walked through right after the dark area. Alright, let's see all there is to see before we try moving on. There's so much to this map. It's so much bigger than the old one. Anything here? This looks like it could potentially be a trigger. Nope, we actually can't even fit down that gap. It's too narrow. There you were again. There you were again. Why does this space have to be so big and so dark? Why does the sound have to cut out here? I think there's a huge gap in the middle. No! I thought there would be a drop, but it really is just that dark. A little bit of light bleeding through in the corner here. I thought there might have been something. Okay, run, run, run. Make this easier on myself. This melon has discovered the secrets of the cosmos. It's almost like some kind of weird cosmic event, but that shape reminds me of just like a person standing on top of it. Actually, it kind of reminds me of our mutual friend that's been stalking us through here. Well, I think that's it for here, right? Is that everything? Whoops, sorry. Yeah, I'll get out of your way then. This is the way to go now. No! Why would you do that? You can't just lie about what is and isn't the ground. It's not fair. It's unsportsmanlike. What if I had been low on health? That would have killed me. The dark skies, the wind blowing through, and the concrete textures. It feels like walking around in a Halo 2 map or something. I can practically feel the cold air. It seems so much more desolate than anything we've seen so far. Ooh. This leads us back to here. Wait, no, come on, there was more. Well, we're here now. I could jump down and go back quite a significant way, but that's not what I'm gonna do. There's more to see still. Now this is reminding me of the hotel areas on GM Void Spaces. Can't open these, yep. We got a whole bunch of real fake doors. I heard that creaking sound. I thought it was the door creaking open behind me. Where do I go? Where do I go? I gotta try all of these. Gotta try them all. Gotta try them all. Gotta try them all. Try them all. Just reach out and grab. Just reach out and grab every door handle I can. In hopes that maybe one of them will swing open? No? Any of you? No? Just making sure. Hang on. I really don't like hearing those noises. I don't. They seem strategically placed to spook me. This looks like the hallway we entered from, and it is. Will something new have opened up? This doesn't look quite like where we came from. Right? No, it is. It is, but was this here before? This little thing right here. No, this definitely was not here before. What would have happened if I had tried to jump down? I would have missed out on all this. Maybe I couldn't. For all I know, it would have been an invisible wall. These doors don't even have a handle, so they're not going to work. This hallway is already pretty narrow, but the way it curves in like this makes it feel even more narrow, like a funhouse. This map sure does love its long hallways. And the more turns there are, the more it makes me feel like something's going to come in behind me. Stop. You can't raise my anxiety level like that and then actually succeed in jump scaring me with a melon. Come on, you're coming with me. You're coming with me for the duration of this segment. You can't scare me. I have a hostage. I'm just kidding. I love you. You're not a hostage. You're my partner. My partner in crime. Lights growing noticeably dimmer. That really sounded like something came in behind me. Wait, hang on. That corner seemed just a little bit deeper than the others, like something might be waiting around it. Hi. Great. Now on top of everything, we're gonna be hunted by Buttonhead. The lights have completely gone out now. It's another one of these. Hey, we're partners. And as partner, you gotta pull your own weight sometimes. I've been carrying yours this entire time, so... And now it's time for you to act as my canary in the coal mine. It's not like I have anywhere to turn back to. We're back here, but a new area has opened up. Wow, this space is changing a lot through the course of this playthrough. This map, I must say, is a lot more interactive than the previous one was. There's almost like a narrative to it, like... It's kind of like, actually, that there's... Ooh, clipped stairs. There's definitely like a rising flow to it, like there's emotional highs and lows as you go. It's a lot more deliberate, and combined with the much better craftsmanship in terms of actually creating the map and all the scripting and stuff, I really feel like this is much more of an experience. Oh, look at that, but once again, that's fake. It's yet another simulated sky. The only skies that have seemed real have been some of the pitch-black night skies, and even then, how would we know? It's even playing a faint wind sound effect to further sell the illusion. Stuff like that, I feel, is almost taunting. Like, all you want is to get out of the rat maze, to be free, and it shows you something that looks like freedom, that looks like you're so close, yet you're so far away. Now, what are these boxes? Can we climb into them? We actually can. But nothing to be seen inside. Imagine seeing a shadowy figure just lean over one of the upper railings. Oh, look at how high up that goes. It looks kind of narrow down here. The texture of this tiling makes it almost feel like an underground cave or mine or something, but that is tile, not rock. Could have sworn I keep hearing footsteps. Hello, tree. What are you doing so deep in what I perceive as underground? Ooh. Those neon lights and spotlights spacing upwards make this feel a lot like the pool from GM Void Spaces. And what are those little areas off to the side? Convenient, having a nice little walkway over the middle of the pool. That is our exit, which means it's the last thing we'll be trying. And that's an exit. And that's an exit, and that's an exit. I'm just gonna have to assume that they all lead to the same space. I mean, they've got to, right? There's no way they would have me come all this way and then have it branch off like that. No. Nope. I recognize your offer to let me get off here, but I'm not taking it. I've got progress to make. Although it is kind of interesting, now I'm starting to see it. It is giving me opportunities to go back. I'm not taking them right now, but it does offer little connections back to old areas as we go. Although I feel like it started with them maybe kind of late. Like, it was a long time before we had the opportunity to come back and see, where was the other place? I can't remember what we did, but we ended up... Oh, right, we went down one of those hallways in the previous area, and we ended up on the balcony over that, like, hotel or store-looking thing. Then again, I do progress through these maps a lot more slowly than most people will. Well, might as well. Totally random jump! The Great Melon has grown since we last saw it. Are we bookending this map? This whole thing did have an arc. Oh yes, they all come here. Actually, they're not teleports. Look at all these people just standing around looking at this thing like, well, what do we do with this? You know what it reminds me of? It actually reminds me of, you know that one Billy and Mandy short? About the evil meteor that ate brains? Now, how does one leave this area? I feel kind of trapped now. Which is saying something for this map. Okay, I've been running around for a little bit now, and I can't quite figure out how to get out of here, so I'm just assuming that this is the end of the road. But not for me. I still have a couple of things I need to check out. So I'm going to use the power of no-clip to climb up on out of here. And I'm going to go back, take the offer, to return to that outdoor area, and we'll see what we were missing all the way back. I have no idea for how long I've been recording. I mean, that's a big part of these experiences, is in VR, if you spend enough time, you really do lose yourself in the experience. I have no idea if it's been 1 hour or 2 or 3. It feels a lot longer than it probably is. But I'm almost nostalgic for this area. Like, I almost couldn't believe it when I saw it. You wanted to see me, sir? Oh, now this is me getting called into the principal's office. Here's my 2 disappointed parents, the teachers, and... there you are, principal. Now this feels like the real endgame. This is what it was all leading to. I'm almost glad that I saved this for last. Although I would have just opened this door if I had known that it was going to be such a short thing. I did all that because I assumed that this was going to be the path to progression. Well, you know what? I did nothing wrong. I don't regret a thing, and I am so happy that I experienced this map. This was so cool. I mean, I've sung my praises throughout, but it's such a huge improvement on the previous version. I almost don't even call it an improvement, because the first one was a liminal gallery. It was a gallery showing off different types of liminal spaces. This one, it's almost been made into a game. This one made it so much more interactive, so much more of an immersive experience. Almost feels like it was made for VR. The workshop page specifies that it's compatible with VR, but I feel like it just wouldn't be as good otherwise. This is so cool. And not that I don't think it would be good otherwise, just being in it, feeling like I'm here, and feeling like I almost live here now, like I've never known anything else. That's how it distorts your perception of time. That's what this has done for me. And it is so cool for that reason and so many more. And not to mention the fact that I have not seen that tall dark object in quite a while. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to give this map a try for yourself, that link will also be in the description. Yeah, by the way, you can just kind of imagine everything I just said as an impassioned speech for why I shouldn't get detention. Did it work? I'll take your stunned silence as a yes. And I will see you in the next one. Okay, guys, we're going to do a little bit of a Marvel post-credits scene. So I'm doing my no-clip run just to make sure that I didn't miss anything, and I noticed something that I had not seen before. If we come over this way, I believe... and when you do these no-clip runs, I might start showing these more often because you really get a good sense and appreciate the size and scale of all this. That is nuts, but there is something over here. Something which I didn't see. Something which I couldn't have really seen. Although I guess the hint would be the line. The line to get into whatever this is. And look, there's even a watermelon that's half in, half out. Come on, get down there. Get down there. I'll never get tired of Half-Life 2 physics. What is this? The cow room. The cow room, you guys. It's the cow room. Look, there's even plenty of grass for the cow to graze on. Oh my, when you get close, those are some crazy eyes on that cow. Oh, this is a scare all its own. And what's with that door at the end of the hall? More flooding. Wait, this looks like that one I was in before. Wait. Shouldn't I have seen this already? Ah, I see. It once again leads into the non-Euclidean space. Oh well. Alright, I also forgot to jump down this thing. Huh. Well, I guess it only makes sense for a Marvel double post-credits scene that I would find out in one of them that I have superpowers. Yeah. Well, hope you enjoyed, everybody. Goodbye.